Thank you so much for joining us here on Unfiltered Vision News. And now we are going to have our special guest. And, I know his handle as Rob the Whip. And I'm going to let him, further introduce himself. So let me bring him here on the stage. Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm trying to wake up, man. I got up earlier than normal to do this thing with you, but it's all right.
Thank you so much. So, if you could please introduce yourself, let us know where to follow you, right? What you're doing in the community, and then we'll get into a topic of your choice.
Well, my name is Robert Wilson. I'm a 22 years retired Navy Special Forces support team member. Uh, for the last since 2012, when I retired out the military, I've had my own business teaching mixed martial arts. I'm a fifth degree black belt in karate and kickboxing. Um, Second degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I'm a master boxer. I was a former president of the USA Boxing here in Virginia. So every boxer and every coach in the Commonwealth was my responsibility for 4 years. I decided not to run again. I got tired of politics, but and here I am. Been on Twitter now for about a year, and that's when I guess when you heard me a couple weeks ago, and here I am.
Okay, great, great, great. And so that's where we can follow you mostly on Twitter at Rob
I
the
don't.
Whip.
Yeah, yeah, you can follow me on there, or I'm on YouTube under my gym name, Universal General Mixed Martial Arts. On YouTube, you'll see a couple of my videos and stuff. But I'm not really, I'm not really on social media like that. I'm
Okay.
on Facebook as well with my gym because I'm so busy in the community. I'm always doing stuff with the kids and stuff, traveling up and down the highways, competing with the boxing and stuff. Getting ready for either Golden Gloves or the Olympics or stuff like that.
Right, right. And thank you so much for your service. And I think that's what really stood out to me when I heard you in the space, because you were talking about really helping the youth in the community, right? And giving them really a lane to pursue. And if they didn't want to pursue that, I know a lot of times with like maybe sports or music, it does help with the educational part because it's a discipline, right? And it
Absolutely.
gives you that discipline in life, to really pursue that or even other things.
Exactly, exactly. So, and that was my thing because a program like this saved me when I was a youth, a kid. So I kind of wanted to give back, because it made a big difference in my life. It gave me that can-do attitude. People tell you no. My grandfather used to tell me, people tell you no, you show them yeah. So, and that's what I've lived. That's been my mantra my whole life.
Oh, very, very cool. And also, what I wanted to ask is, what subject would you like to cover? I know I was covering a little bit about Israel before you came in the room, but is there a topic that you would want to discuss today with us?
Uh, just it's a lot of misinformation on the internet, and I think the internet's good and it's bad. It can kind of distort reality if you let it. And I think there's a big false narrative when it comes to us as a people that we've been demonized, and it's nothing new. It's been like that since the beginning. But you know, uh, especially here on Twitter, I've been at X
Mhm.
now. I've been hearing a
Okay.
lot. You go into these various rooms, and it's like big black bad man, big black bad woman. It's just I don't know, man. I just and I've made it kind of my mission when I do pop up in here to try to bring truth to power, meaning get the statistics that they're throwing up at everybody and show them like, nah, this is not real. You're telling half truths and bending the narrative. So and that's been a big thing. Uh, what was it? I think 2 days ago I came in and they were talking about George Floyd in one of the rooms and how he died from fentanyl, and I was like, no. They're like, no, he died from that man being on his neck, which is why he got locked up. Put the death certificate in the room in the little purple pill thing, and even the video, I put that up there, and I told him, look, if you believe what you're saying, I'm a second degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. I've been doing it for 20 years. I invite you out to my academy. You let me put my knee on your neck for 8 seconds. I guarantee you, you'll pass out. I can put you to sleep in 8 seconds, and then after you sign this waiver, let me put my knee on your neck for 8 minutes and see how that works out for you.
Wow.
The whole narrative changed in the room then. So that's kind of been my big thing, man. I like to let people know, don't believe everything you hear. Do your research. A lot of stuff, people regurgitating information and it's just not true. It's just not true.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm somebody that appreciates that because I definitely try my best. I would say I'm not perfect, but to actually come to your point with receipts of what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, making sure that I have the appropriate links, right? Or even documents to say, this is what I'm talking about. This is where I got the information, as opposed to just saying things, not showing you what I'm saying at all, right? And you're just, hopefully you'll believe me. And it's very weird because that's how the news has been for years, right? They really
Right,
don't show you where they're getting the information from. They don't show you any of their sources, but you are supposed to just believe them at face value because they're ABC or NBC or CBS.
right, right. And that's just pretty much been it. Other than that, man, just just trying to be a good person to each other. I like it's a lot of evil. The devil's running rampant lately, man. So I've been really kind of getting into the spiritual aspect. Just try to be God-like, even when it's hard. I mean, it's hard. I'm not perfect, trust me. Sometimes
Oh yeah.
it's real
Yeah,
hard.
yo. Oh,
So,
I trust me. I
ooh,
get it.
when you
But
dealing
I
with people, ooh,
definitely Yeah, and on that spiritual aspect, I was in a space the other day myself, and I said, it feels like a blitz. There's just so many things going on where you have to just, and for me, I just like stop and be still and just really look at what's happening because in my opinion they really are trying to pit us against one another, and when I say them I'm talking about our government. I am talking about our federal government and how they're moving in certain ways to get us to not really look at them and what they're doing, but to get us to be more of an us them on the ground, if that makes sense,
hmm
and really wanting us to fight against one another. I mean, how do you see that?
well, I did military intelligence for 22 years, so I understand the whole psyop game.
Hmm.
I was involved in a lot of that stuff. So there's been a there's been a it's my understanding that there's been an entity within our government, um, certain what they call um, uh, non-government agencies.
Yes, NGOs.
Right. So there's been an entity since World War II, right after World War II, that's been um, trying to destroy our government
Mm.
from the inside out, trying to destroy the country from the inside out, and they've infiltrated higher levels of political power. The descendants of those Germans that came over, it's believed, excuse me, that their descendants have taken over positions of power throughout law enforcement and in our government, and their main goal is to destroy the country or
Wow.
turn it into what they've always wanted, which is a one power, dominant power all over the world. And I think and crush everybody else who doesn't go along with their ideology. A true system of control. So um, that goes along with the evil I talked about. That's
Okay.
been running rampant. It's
Right. Now,
it's,
would
it's
that be referring to the German scientists that were given,
absolutely,
clemency?
absolutely, absolutely. Their
Okay. So I
descendants.
know who you're talking about. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was right after work. Okay, wow. I
yeah,
did I thought about it, and I was like, "Well, they're in science," and to your point, it's like, no, they just set themselves up.
yeah. Their descendants are now running these things.
Hmm.
Grandchildren, children. Great great grand stuff like that. So yeah, and it's been a downward spiral since then. If you really look at it, things have gone wiry. Just Vietnam and just all these wars and stuff, and all these internal wars within the country, and just it's just been a straight mission to destroy us from the inside out. And it's
Wow.
wild. It's wild.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, well, thank you for giving me a topic. I can definitely get into that and at least give people the reference. And they can, go down those rabbit holes themselves. But like I said, I do kind of know the group that you're talking about, and I can give that information because Nikolai Tesla was also a part of that little group as
You know
well.
something. You know something. People they're gonna start looking at us like we got three heads, man. With these conspiracies, man. People like but a lot of people agree with us too. So it
Mhm.
is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely appreciate your heart always showing up to, give those warnings, right? And
Right?
to give that spiritual guidance because that's what we need more than anything. And then I definitely appreciate the men that we have, you yourself and other men that show up in the spaces, not to argue, but to help people grow, right? And to
Right.
expand their horizons and their minds because that's what we really need to do right now, not just get stuck in our bubbles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Great, great. Well, I'll let you have last words.
I'm gonna say this. Thank you for having me and taking the time out of your show to let me speak. And just try to, everybody is enough hatred out there and animosity, man. Try to love one another. Try to, not you can't help everybody, but you get a lot of fulfillment in trying to help just maybe one person. Can't help everybody, but try to help one person if you can, and as long as it's within your toe. Don't hurt yourself trying to help people, but try to be godlike, man. And y'all have a great day, man. And God bless all of y'all.
All right. Thank you so much, Robert, for showing up this morning because I know it's early.
Yes, it is.
And definitely, hopefully, you'll be able to catch a nap before you go on throughout your day. And again, thank you so much for your service.
Thank you for appreciating what we do. God, have a good
All
day.
right. Have a good
Bye bye.
one. Bye. Great, guys. So that was Rob the Whip. He is on X. I'll make sure to, share his profile on X and also his Facebook page so you guys can further give him support for what he's doing out in the community. And like he said, this is a time spiritually where we need to encourage one another and we also need to call each other out, right? If we're doing something wrong, if we see our brothers or sisters kind of going wayward, as they say, we need to tighten it up and make sure that we are calling people, you know, back to righteousness. It's just, it's a good thing.